Dude, how crazy is the insect world when you
It is
see?
like I've described it as like a constant horror film, and I stand by that. But I mean, it's like a number of other things too. But like, it is just insane, and it's going on all the time. It's really funny to think about.
Insane. I find it so interesting how these hives work together, and then there's like the queen that lays the eggs and reproduces, but then the majority of the workers are like identical genetically, so they're almost like
Yeah,
one entity, kind of all like supporting this queen, but they're
exactly.
all
It's like,
individuals.
where are you drawing a line on like what an individual is? It's like
Yeah,
this entire hive, and they're flying around, and like, so then what does that say about other stuff? Like, it's huge, man.
yeah, man. It is. They work as if they're an individual almost. They're for the individual hive, and
Mm,
they're willing to sacrifice themselves, like you see honeybees and whatever that die upon stinging. But
yeah.
it's
Well,
crazy.
it's like our cells too, hey? Like they kind of all act individually, but at the same time together, and that makes like you walking around and thinking it's just like, hey, it's me in this body, but like it's like millions and millions of like individual cells and all sorts of,
Yeah,
and they're all doing this like different stuff, and like
and then
it's kind
it's
of
like
hilarious.
it's not even the cell, it's a bunch of individual components in the cell, but then it's not even that, it's like the
No,
genes in the
no,
individual components that are all somehow
no.
like cooperating to
I know it never ends.
themselves on. Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious.
Biology, it's pretty interesting. I wonder where the major breakthroughs will be there, and if humans will ever live to like 150, 200, or if we'll get to the point in biology where we understand it enough to like really like hack it.
Like hack it. How do you mean?
Like, like be able to manipulate genomes in embryos, create what we want to create in our offspring, halt
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
aging, like, yeah, like get to the point where we have control over by our own biology, if that's even a
I
possible.
think we definitely can, especially like the genome stuff. Halting aging is a pretty wild concept because it
Yeah.
just seems like to me like the natural thing. Like that's how like living things work. That's
Yeah.
how cells work. That's how like it's like a temporary like you're temporarily putting off like being degraded, and then eventually it's just too much, and then it
Yeah.
becomes something else. So like it seems weird. Like look, we're gonna like halt the process entirely. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't exactly know either. I guess if it's probably so complicated, but if you could find like the causal mechanisms behind aging, could you like in some ways like influence them in a way that slows it down or stops it or reverses it or whatever? I have no idea. Maybe it's like a million different variables, but
I
maybe
don't
it's
know,
only a
man. Like
few. Yeah.
you might totally be able to do it, and then like, can you do it and like still, be the same person? Because like, if I don't know, if you start like replacing parts and like doing all this stuff, like, are we just gonna build computers basically?
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's how we end up doing it. We just say like we don't
Oh
really
God,
need our bodies. We're just gonna go into the AI like Neuralink type
we're gonna turn ourselves
situation.
into computers. What was that movie? Was that Chappie? Have you seen Chappie?
I haven't seen that.
It's like, and so he's like a robot, right? But like you're like being your like individual self. Like at the end, like the girl becomes a robot, and her like individual self, so like you and I would have one. She like plugs it into the computer, and then she becomes the robot, but like with her self, like whatever that is
Hmm.
inside the robot.
Imagine it was like, yeah, you can go into the robot, you can copy yourself into it or whatever. You transfer yourself, I guess. And so you're a robot and a body now. But the only way you can do this is if you have to kill off your body after. So you're essentially trapped in the
Mm,
robot. Would you
mm.
and you can live
But
forever
then
in a
like
robot.
and the interesting thing with that is like, so if you're like gut and the rest of your body is like connected to your brain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then like if you get rid of those things, like what is your brain?
Dude, I think we've had this chat a while ago. I know what you mean. People always think like if you put your brain in a vat, it might be you still there. But I'm like not convinced.
I don't know, man.
You're
Like if
kind
I
of your
eat,
body.
Yeah, I think so too. Like if you eat toast, it changes your brain.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's just your brain, that's not really you.
No, I don't think so either.
Okay, so here's a thought experiment. Let's say you can clone yourself. And so now you're a perfect clone and your clone has all the experiences you have, all the memories, let's say, of the experience. So it's like literally you duplicated. How long before you and that clone like diverge? How long until you're unique people? Maybe it's a moment after, but
Like how do you? I guess the cutoff for a unique person is. What do you think?
yeah, I guess like any new experience starts stacking you, it's just stacking up the uniqueness compared to your clone.
I think so too. I think it wouldn't take very long.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you just instantly start fighting, and whoever wins that fight, one person's more paid and one's.
That's what I would do immediately. If I was confronted with my clone, I would enter a death match with
Establish dominance over your clone.
him. Yeah, exactly.
Then he gets
We're
you
just like
to know you're a
hitting each
beta.
other's fists through the entire thing, like it's a perfect,
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, it's gonna
wild
be crazy
scenario.
to see though. Do you think you'd go to Mars if you got the opportunity and be one of the first colonizers?
I think it would depend, like today.
Yeah, if it's like you've got till the end of the year.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
At
to
on the
decide.
one hand, it's like that is just too wild an experience to say no to, but on the other hand, it's like, is it no, is it like wilder than just like living your life? I don't know.
A part of me, tell me if this is messed up, kind of goes, yo, your genes have made it this far, and now they get the chance to be the Martian genes. You're gonna pass that up. Almost like at a
Really?
biological level, I'd kind of like be tempted. I don't know if that's
Seriously,
messed
man.
up, but
That didn't even occur to me. I think there's something going on, Michael. I don't know. I don't
maybe it's
know.
like a redhead complex or something. Knowing we're going extinct, I'm just like
Yeah,
tapped in.
that's a wild thought, though. I don't know. I don't know about the whole genes thing. Somebody was saying the other day, like, how like 98% of your genes are shared with like chimpanzees,
Yeah.
and then like 99.9% of your genes are shared with every other human being in the species. So then, like, how much do your unique genes actually
That's a
really
good
matter?
point. That's a
You
really
know?
good point. Yeah, that's kind of like some weird primal stuff that's like back from the like I got to be the mate,
I
whatever.
know, but it's still there, right? Like that I like heard and I was like, yeah, that's a good point. But like it's still there. Like your brain still
Yeah,
wants you to like pass them on for some reason.
it's almost like something that like maybe a communist or something would use to justify like a communal type of altruistic culture. But then it's like, yeah, good luck talking a mother into that idea when her babies get taken away. Don't worry, there's 99% the same genes.
It's your genes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is that like just the fact? Well, no, because it's just like a whole mothering instinct, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
But then like what's the difference, if she has like an adopted child at that point? Like is it the same? And then like is it just like I don't know, the like societal norm that like like you care about your genes and then you care about like I don't know.
Yeah. It's almost like we don't often consciously care about our genes, but we care about our families more so than we care about the homeless guy on the street, etc. So
We
we care
do,
about
but
them at some
there's always
level.
exceptions though, and like why are there exceptions? I don't
Yeah. And
like
it's a
why don't
good
people have
point.
babies all the time then, Like why don't I have like 50 babies?
Yeah. And like, why aren't people going to sperm banks and like firing it up every second day? Like if you really cared that much.
Yeah, good point. I hadn't even thought of that. Oh man, I'm gonna have to start doing that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
find a charger. One sec.
Little Otis babies. Yeah, I'll do it.